Hello and welcome, everybody. We're back again this month for the updated offense tier list. We're starting off April with a couple changes already to this list. And I'll kind of go over that a little bit. Not to mention, we added in a couple new champs. We have Captain America Sam Wilson and Misty Knight that's been added to the list. And I believe also Psycho Man, who had had a little bit of a rework done, but we'll go a little bit more into that in a bit here. So as for some of the changes that kind of happened this month, and if you kind of go down and scroll down a little bit more towards the bottom right here, I'll kind of update this change log between each month on what's been changed. So for starters, the S rank. I kind of changed this a little bit. If you kind of remember from last month, it was kind of a little bit more opened up. It kind of you can kind of see descriptions of each of the champs a little bit better. I changed that for a few reasons. One, the setup that I had, it was kind of not displaying properly on certain phones and other devices. So, I unfortunately, as nice as it looked and the way I liked it, it just wasn't working out very well. So I kind of had it to match with some of the other stuff here. Along with that too, I did also change it after a little bit of feedback from some of our tier list consultants, that we're going to open this S tier up a little bit more than just having it limited to one champ per class. So right now, it hasn't changed much on this, other than, if you'll notice, Quake is now also S tier, along with Human Torch. So far, she's the only other one that kind of is a duplicate of a class right now, but everyone knows what Quake can do. She's amazing. She can do a lot of damage and bypass a lot of annoying nodes. But she's completely different in the way Human Torch works. But they're both amazing champs. And as long as you got that skill for Quake, I mean, yeah, she definitely deserves that S tier. I've seen a lot of cool stuff with her. I can't use her personally. I do not have the skill whatsoever to get Quake, to work for me whatsoever. But it's, the people that can do her, yeah, she's fantastic. So along with that there, let's see, what else will go here. Diablo and Tigra were bumped up to A class. So before, I believe they were in B. But after going over with the some of the consultants, we kind of agreed to bump them up a little bit. There's a lot of cool stuff that Tiger can do, everything from dodging, special attacks and stuff like that. But yeah, she was bumped up, and also who did I say here? Diablo. Okay, so Diablo, I have him as a 6-star rank 3, and I do not regret it whatsoever. This man is amazing. I actually am using him currently in Alliance Quest. We're currently running map 7, and I got the poison node paths, and he's fantastic for it. I mean, you just throw a couple heavies and it's guaranteed poison, and you just watch your opponent melt away. And he's got some great accessibility to regen with this special one. So yeah, he's fantastic. I think I kind of wanted him to be A rank before, and I'm glad that he finally made it up there. So that is fantastic. But his description's in there, why he needs to be in there, and his how to use link is also displayed too. Along with that, there we have, let's see, what else do we change here? Quake, yeah, we talked about her. We bumped her to S tier. Jubilee. So Jubilee, believe we originally had her in A rank. That was actually an error on my part. I had a lot of stuff going on last month. We had a death in the family, and then we had some other stuff kind of going on, and it just I missed some of the discussions on this, and she should have been bumped down to C a while ago. But yeah, she is down to C now. basically she's got some, she's got some pretty decent damage. She's got some really great special damage and stuff like that. But it's really, her utility is kind of low. You need a little bit of knowledge and skill to keep up with the rotation. She'd probably be a little bit more of a B rank if it wasn't so, tight with her rotation. But overall, yeah, she could be a little bit better, and I agree with that. I don't personally have her myself, but I've seen a couple video playthroughs of people using her, and yeah, she has some great damage, but overall, it could be better. It couldn't be. You don't have to be, if you weren't have to be so aggressive with her. I think she'd work out really well. So she's been moved down to C rank. Let's see here. Toad was moved up to B rank. So with Toad, I forget the exact reason why we went with it. So he doesn't really have anything too over the top going for him. He's got some crazy damage potential and good regen. He doesn't need to be awakened. He gets a little faster ramp up damage and synergies. He's great as a horseman. Yeah, I've seen some videos on him. If you can get him ramped up, he's got some really great damage. You can go ahead and check out the link in the comment on Toad himself, just to kind of get a little better feel on how to use him. But he's actually pretty decent. He could probably be commented down to a C, maybe, if he doesn't have that horseman or a synergy to go along with it. But for now, we're going to keep him as a B. We'll see how he does in the next couple months. He may get bumped up, he may get bumped down, he might just stay there. We'll see what happens. Next we have Suron was dropped to D. So I believe we originally had him as a C last month. Now the problem with Suron and Toad, I think they were both around that C level. We didn't really know too much about him. Even now, we're still learning a little bit more stuff. But after playing around with him, he's just not... he could be better. Let's see here. Where is... Yeah, here's Suron. So he doesn't really have much going for him. He is suicide friendly. But even as his max rank up, it's just... His damage isn't too impressive. His SP1 is nice and can top off his health if needed, but his rotation timing to keep up his damage is a bit short. And I think that was part of his issue too, is, if you're not aggressive enough, he just loses that combo that he has, and then you gotta start building it all up again for you to get some decent damage. So, if that rotation was a little bit longer, had a little bit more wiggle room, he'd be better. But for now, there's just so many good mutant champs that could do so many better things than he can. He doesn't really outshine anyone, really. So, he's moved down to D tier. Psycho Man. So Psycho Man had his buff about a month now. Yeah, he's been about a month, and it was just a numbers buff, but there wasn't really any change to him. He basically, I believe, they increased a couple timers, they increased and made it a little easier to get his fury, but his damage just isn't there. It's pretty underwhelming. Even with the buff, we're keeping him as an F tier right now. He kind of missed the mark on the buff there. He could have been better. So, all right. And then Icarus dropped to C tier. Originally, we had him as a B tier, and I forgot to comment on him here, but I know he had some other issues kind of going on too. He can get some pretty decent damage if you got long fights, ahead of you. But for, basic content, quests, alliance quests, wars, whatnot, where you kind of get into those shorter fights, you don't get that ramp up long enough to see that damage potential. So for now, he was bumped down to C. He's just average tier. He's not horrible, but he's probably a lot better in longer fights there. So, and then finally, let's talk about Sam Wilson, Misty Knight. So right now, they are both under the C tier right now. And actually, I may have forgotten to. I think we were going to bump up Sam Wilson to B. I'll have to kind of check back in some of our notes here, but Captain America Sam Wilson, he's got some really great utility under his belt, but his damage is still kind of underwhelming. So I mean, he's great for the utility that he has. He can parry without the parry mastery enabled. He can block unblockable specials. He can become bleed immune. He can auto block, lock on like his Falcon counterpart can, and get all the benefits kind of like that one is. But once again, his numbers aren't there. There's some people that seem to really like him. Some people that just weren't really all that impressed. So as the next few months kind of carry on here, we'll see how he plays out. But for now, he's a C on our list. By the time I shove this out to the public, it may get bumped up to a B tier. Like I said, I gotta double check the notes. I may have forgotten to move him, so we'll see on that. And then Misty Knight. Misty Knight is kind of a hard one to rank here. She's got some decent utility. Her damage, but she's got let's see here. She's got some okay utility. That's what I meant to say. She's got some great utility, or little okay utility, very little. But it's her damage. I guess with the right rotation, you can make all your hits critical through the entire fight. And she has some massive and quick damage. So like I said, we're kind of keeping an eye on her right now. She is fairly new. So right now we're just kind of adding her to the C rank. I'm very confident that once we know a little bit more about her, I think she'll be worthy of a B. But we'll see how that turns out next month and just kind of go from there. Other than that, that is it. I don't think anything else has really changed on here. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please leave a comment in the section below. Feel free to hit that like button. Please do. Please subscribe. I would like to get enough subscribers so we could try to apply for that content creator program. I would love to get early access to some of these new champs, and it would kind of help us fine tune this tier list a little bit more. That way I can kind of play around with these newer champs and get some more information out to you guys on how they work. But other than that, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you next month.